Okay, this is how much I made with my tiny container home in 2019, 2020, and then 2021. Now this property that seems to be constantly under construction is going to eventually have 5 separate doors, but the income from that one space, or any of the spaces, isn't the most exciting part. This crazy amount is. So I've always tried to stay one step ahead of Airbnb trends, which has led me to owning, managing, or building several types of different structures. Now I got started with short-term rentals back in 2009, and here's the evolution of the Airbnb industry. First, it started off with air mattresses and couches back in 2008 to 2010, then the spare room, 2010, 2012, and then became the spare space / home, and then entire catered spaces and homes specifically built and designed for guests, and then custom designed and built spaces, specifically strictly short-term rentals. And then finally, we are in the phase of unique experiences and spaces and structures. And then ultimately, we are going to be getting to a place where I think that the whole industry is moving towards. Now that last one is what I think is coming up next for the short-term rental space, and something I'm actively working on. I just got to wrap up all my existing projects first, so be sure to subscribe because I'll be dropping a video about that next stage soon. And right now we're in the 6th phase of Airbnb, and that's why on my channel you've been noticing me focusing on this property where I've been building stuff like this, and then even that down there where I'm focusing on land hacker, unique experience type of stuff. Windstorm came through, completely ripped up my tarp. Now we also just wrapped up the Land Hacker program just last month, and I am in the process of creating Land Hacker 2.0, which will be launching next month, right after the holiday season. So if you want to sign up and get enrolled, seats are limited, and I am currently accepting applications for the master program. If you guys are interested at all, go to kaiandrew.com and get on the wait list. So let's talk about how much I made just in revenues real quick, and then we can get into the fun stuff of the bigger money and how this can help you make real estate decisions, specifically around land hacking and short-term rentals. So it looks like Airbnb changed how they present their data. So I can't show you the neat, nice graph that they used to have where they showed month to month built in, but here we have 2019, 31,500, 2020, 23,000, and then 2021, 34.3 thousand. And just so you know, the fiscal rental year for this unit starts in August, since that's the month I started renting this bad boy out. But a couple of key things that you need to know about these numbers, because I know someone out there's like, bro, you've always talking about replacing your job with rental income. I can't live off of 23,000. Well, technically you can with the income from this single door. But as you can see and you look around the property, I've got like 15 projects going on, and there's always construction, the excavator up there, and then me bringing in crew, supplies, and people banging away. And so just not realistic to rent this place out full time. Not yet anyways. Also, the thing I always echo is build a lifestyle and then create a business or businesses around that. In my case, I block off large chunks of the holidays and summers for vacations and friends and family to visit and stay with us. So all said, I estimate that this place is only rented out about maybe 70 or 75% of the year, and most of that block time is during peak rates, which are holidays and then summer months. That's why in 2020 and 2021, the numbers look even lower, is because we got hit by the perfect storm with a big C. And I also blocked off literally May through September for construction and visitors. And then this year, I already blocked off August, most of July, and then I already blocked off November and all December for more vacations and construction. So if I were to fully optimize this one door, I'd estimate it'd be probably over $50,000 a year. Now, if I open up the entire space, which eventually we will, and have both doors available, it'd be over $100,000, probably even eking up to $150,000 once everything is open and landscaping is done. But I can't do that quite yet. So if you've been a subscriber of the channel for the past 3 years or so, you know that this property has been the pet project for the channel. And I solo built that main house over there by myself, which was the toughest thing that I ever had to do in my life. And that's why I'm hiring help for this container project. But when I was building that space over there, I was planning it just to be a single family home. However, when I realized how tough and expensive, relatively, it was going to be, about $250,000 at a time, I decided to tack on that little income space. And the reason why it only cost me an additional $18,000 is because of what we call incremental condition square footage. Now, I don't know anyone else who calls it that, but it's my term, so don't go to a professional contractor and drop that term and think like they'll understand, like, oh yeah, that makes sense. totally a Kai thing. Now, incremental space is different because there's a point in any build or rehab where you hit critical mass and the price per square foot falls off substantially. That's because with any permanent home, no matter the size, you must have a foundation, driveway, garage, kitchen, bathroom, electrical panel, plumbing, etc. And that threshold is usually right around 800 square feet. Give or take a little bit, which means that each square foot after 800 is significantly less because you already paid for all those essential components. Does that make sense? Now, in my case, because I was building before the market went completely bonkers and I was doing all the labor, my incremental square footage was more like $30 a square foot, or a total of $18,000 for the 600 square foot, 1 bedroom, 1 bath rental. Now, here's the thing. I just ordered an appraisal from the property during mid-construction to get the value of the property before I started further land hacking it. I paid $90,000 for the land itself and another $250-ish for the build out. And then what you see behind me is gonna be another $130,000, $150,000 with that and the glam site. So all in, I'm at about $475,000. The appraisal came back at 1.25 with everything still under construction. And then talking to the appraiser, he thinks that we would be over 1.5 once everything is done. So why am I sharing this? That's because even though the market is insane right now, we're looking at close to a $500 a square foot market price, which includes the 7 acres, but that puts the little 1 bed, 1 bath rental value at $300,000. So I invested $18,000 to increase the value by roughly $300,000 and then generate between $3,000 to $4,000 a month. Not a bad return in any kind of investor's book. So how does this apply to you? Buy into equity and cash flows when you're looking at real estate, meaning run the numbers and literally build it. Don't wait for appreciation. Now, if you don't have experience building, I'm not saying go pick up a hammer and grab some 2x4s and start building a home, but work with contractors, subcontractors, fix it up, build the equity. Think about what can you do with the property to actually increase the value rather than just sitting back and waiting. And if you want to double down, multiply that income and that equity by building a business around it. Kind of like how I use this property as the backdrop for my content creation, got the bamboo farm, and then obviously got the rentals, and then creating the equity through construction. To many people, $30,000 off one door is not a lot. And honestly, it's not that much. But to someone who owns their time, is mortgage free, and has less than $1,000 in monthly expenses, an extra $30,000 a year is a massive luxury. Listen more to how Robin and I focused on this right here. Subscribe and comment, Container Homes rock, and I'll pick a random winner to have a free 30-minute consultation with me, and we can talk about anything that you want. Bye.